You don't build an unbreakable spirit in the spotlight. You build it in the silence. When no one's clapping, when you're tired, alone, and every part of you wants to quit. That's where it's made. Not in comfort, in chaos. Not through ease, through pressure. You want to know what makes a champion? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's grit. It's work. It's getting up after you've been knocked down. Again and again and again. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need approval. You just need one thing, a decision that no matter what comes, you won't back down. You won't fold. You won't break, because you're not here to be average. You're here to be relentless. So stand up, dig in, and own your fight, your spirit. It's not just strong, it's unbreakable. Facing adversity head on means refusing to back down when life gets tough. It's about standing your ground even when everything in you wants to run. Pain is uncomfortable, yes, but it's also powerful. When you lean into it instead of avoiding it, you start to grow. Struggles teach you what you're made of. They sharpen your instincts, toughen your mindset, and reveal strengths you didn't know you had. Running from pain only delays progress, but facing it allows it to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every time you confront a challenge, instead of dodging it, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. That's how strength is built, not in the easy moments, but in the fire. Staying consistent when no one is watching is where true greatness begins. It's easy to give your best when there's a crowd, when the cameras are on, when praise is waiting at the finish line. But the real test is what you do in the quiet moments, the early mornings, the late nights, the times when no one is cheering you on. That's where the foundation is laid. Success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from countless small decisions, stacked on top of each other day after day. When you stay committed to your goals, even when there's no applause, you build discipline, you build habits, and over time, those habits turn into excellence. The shadows are where most people quit, but if you can keep showing up there with the same energy and drive, as if the world is watching, you'll rise into the light already prepared, already powerful, already unstoppable. Owning your story means accepting every part of your journey, the highs, the lows, the mistakes, and the moments that nearly broke you. It means not hiding your scars, but wearing them as proof that you survived, that you fought battles and came out stronger. Too often, people try to bury their pain, pretending it never happened. But the truth is that pain holds power. It shaped you. It taught you resilience, gave you perspective, and carved out a deeper strength within you. Yeah. When you own your story fully, you stop living in shame and start living in truth. You give yourself permission to be real, to be human, and to grow. Your story, with all its wounds and victories, is what makes you unique. And when you stand in it without apology, you become someone others can connect with, learn from, and be inspired by. Your power doesn't come from perfection. It comes from owning everything that brought you here. Work ethic is the difference between potential and progress. Talent might give you a head start, but without effort, it fades fast. The people who succeed aren't always the most gifted. They're the ones who show up, day after day, no matter how they feel. They're the ones who keep pushing when it's hard, who keep grinding when motivation disappears. Talent can be impressive, but it means nothing if it's inconsistent. Work ethic, on the other hand, is dependable. It builds momentum. It creates results. When talent gets tired and walks away, hard work keeps going. And over time, that consistency beats raw ability every single time. So even if you're not the most talented person in the room, you can still outlast, outwork, and outperform anyone who isn't willing to show up and put in the effort. Effort is the great equalizer. Show up, give your best, and keep going. That's how you win. Rejection is not the end of the road. It's a challenge, a test, and sometimes the very thing that lights the fire inside you. When someone tells you no, you have a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can use it as fuel to push even harder. Every rejection is proof that you're trying, that you're putting yourself out there, and that you're aiming higher. It stings, sure, but it also sharpens your focus and builds your resilience. Instead of seeing it as a sign to quit, see it as a sign to level up. Let it drive you to improve, to grow, and to prove to yourself that you're capable of more. Many of the world's greatest success stories were built on rejection, but what made them great was how they responded. They didn't crumble, they doubled down. They turned every no into a reason to keep going, to train harder, to prepare better, to show the world exactly what they were made of. So the next time you hear no, let it hit. But don't let it stop you, let it fuel you. Doubt will always try to creep in. It whispers that you're not good enough, not ready, not capable. But the truth is, doubt only wins if you stand still. The way to beat it isn't by overthinking or waiting for the fear to disappear, it's by moving anyway. Action is the antidote. When you show up and put in the work, even when you're uncertain, you begin to prove your doubt wrong. You show yourself what you're really capable of. Each step forward, no matter how small, weakens fear's grip. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through repetition, effort, and showing up in spite of hesitation. The more you do, the less room doubt has to breathe. So when fear tells you to stop, move faster. When it tells you to back down, lean in. Let your work speak louder than your worries. The more you act, the quieter your doubt becomes, until one day it's gone, and all that's left is belief. Protecting your peace is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental strength and long-term success. In a world full of distractions, negativity, and noise, your mindset is your greatest asset, and it needs guarding. Toxic energy can come from anywhere: people who doubt you, environments that drain you, or even your own inner critic. If you're not careful, that energy will plant seeds of frustration, insecurity, and self-doubt. That's why you have to be intentional about what you allow into your space. Protect your time, your focus, and your emotional well-being like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Choose your circle wisely. Set boundaries without guilt. Learn to say no when something doesn't serve your growth. Peace doesn't mean you're ignoring reality. It means you're choosing to stay centered in the chaos. When your mind is clear and your spirit is calm, you can think sharper, move smarter, and act with purpose. So don't just chase your goals, protect the mindset that helps you reach them. Peace is power, keep it guarded. Staying grounded and humble is what keeps you strong even as you rise. It's easy to get caught up in success, to let recognition inflate your ego, or let achievement make you forget where you started. But real confidence doesn't need to brag. It doesn't need to show off. It speaks quietly, through actions, through consistency, through character. When you stay humble, you stay open to learning, to growing, and to connecting with others in a real way. You understand that no matter how far you've come, there's always more to master and more ways to improve. And when your confidence comes from hard work and experience, not from comparison or applause, it's solid, it's earned. That kind of confidence doesn't waver when the spotlight fades, because it's built on something deeper than image. So celebrate your wins, but never lose your hunger. Keep your feet on the ground, your heart in the work, and your eyes on the bigger purpose. Humility keeps you rooted, confidence keeps you moving. Together they make you unstoppable. Letting purpose lead instead of ego is what gives your journey true meaning. Ego wants the spotlight. It wants validation, recognition, and admiration from others. But purpose is rooted in something deeper. It's about understanding why you do what you do. Not for the applause, but for the fulfillment that comes from making a real impact, from staying true to your values, and from knowing that your efforts matter. When you let purpose lead, your actions are driven by something far stronger than pride. They're driven by passion, by a vision that's bigger than any temporary victory. Ego will push you to win at any cost, to chase empty praise. But purpose teaches you to stay aligned with your true goals, to fight for what matters most, and to make choices that serve your long-term vision. When you know your why, no setback, no criticism, no failure can throw you off course. You keep pushing, not because you need to prove something to the world, but because you have something to contribute. And that is a power no ego can match. Training your mind like a muscle is one of the most important investments you can make in yourself. Just like your body gets stronger, the more you challenge it, your mind becomes tougher the more you push it. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop through practice, consistency, and discipline. It starts with making the decision to face your fears, doubts, and discomfort head-on instead of avoiding them. Every time you overcome a challenge, whether it's a difficult task, a setback, or a tough conversation, you're strengthening your mental resilience. Just as you wouldn't expect your body to be in peak condition without regular exercise, you can't expect to handle life's toughest moments without actively training your mind. This means developing habits that build mental strength, such as setting clear goals, practicing mindfulness, staying focused, and reframing negative thoughts. It's about conditioning yourself to stay calm under pressure, to stay positive in the face of adversity, and to push forward even when you feel like quitting. Mental toughness is earned every day, through small but consistent efforts. The more you train your mind, the better prepared you'll be to handle whatever life throws your way. And just like physical strength, the stronger your mind becomes, the more unstoppable you feel. Finding strength and discipline is the key to long-term success, because motivation is fleeting. Motivation can light a fire in you, spark excitement, and push you to take action in the beginning, but it's not reliable. It comes and goes. Some days you'll feel on top of the world, and others you won't feel like doing anything at all. This is where discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't depend on how you feel. It's about doing what needs to be done, no matter your mood or circumstances. It's about setting a standard for yourself and sticking to it, even when the passion isn't there. Discipline creates structure, consistency, and momentum, which are the building blocks of progress. It's the routine of showing up every single day, whether you're at your best or your worst, and making the choice to keep going. When you rely on discipline, you stop waiting for motivation to strike and take control of your actions. Over time, this commitment becomes second nature. It doesn't matter if you're tired or distracted, your discipline keeps you moving forward. The strength you find in discipline is what carries you through when the initial excitement wears off. It's what keeps you steady, focused, and moving toward your goals, no matter what. Discipline turns your intentions into results. Turning every setback into a setup is about shifting your mindset from seeing failure as the end of the road to seeing it as a valuable lesson on the path to success. Life will throw challenges at you, some small, some large, and at times things won't go as planned. It's easy to get discouraged or frustrated when you face a setback, but the most successful people don't let failure stop them. They use it as fuel to grow. Every mistake, every disappointment, every roadblock is a chance to learn something new about yourself and your journey. Instead of viewing setbacks as obstacles, start viewing them as opportunities to evolve. Ask yourself, what can I take away from this experience? How can I adapt and improve moving forward? The key is to maintain the resilience to rise every time you fall. Each setback teaches you more about your limits and helps you build the strength to push past them next time. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about embracing it, analyzing it, and using it to your advantage. When you learn from your struggles, adapt your approach, and keep moving forward, you turn the setback into a setup for something greater. Your failures don't define you, they refine you. They prepare you for the next level, the next challenge, and the next victory. Keep learning, keep adapting, keep rising. Every setback is simply a stepping stone on your way to success. Keeping promises to yourself is the foundation of self-respect. It's easy to make commitments to others, to show up for your family, your friends, or your coworkers. But when it comes to the promises you make to yourself, whether it's about your health, your goals, or your personal growth, how often do you follow through? The truth is, if you can't trust yourself to keep your word, it's hard to expect anyone else to. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you chip away at your own self-confidence and self-respect. But when you keep those promises, no matter how small, they build a deep sense of integrity and pride. It shows you that you can rely on yourself, that your goals and values are not negotiable. That consistency is what forms the foundation of a strong character. When you honor the commitments you make to yourself, you prove that you are worthy of the time and effort it takes to achieve your dreams. You teach yourself that you're capable of greatness, that your word matters, and that your well-being is worth protecting. Self-respect isn't something you earn from others. It's something you create for yourself, through your actions, your consistency, and your integrity. So keep your promises, no matter how challenging it may be. That's where self-respect lives, and that's where your true strength comes from. Being the hardest worker in the room doesn't just mean outworking others when you're surrounded by a crowd. It means showing up with relentless drive, even when no one else is watching, when no one is holding you accountable, and when the only person pushing you forward is you. The real measure of your work ethic isn't found in the moments when there's applause or recognition. It's found in the quiet times, when you're alone, when the grind feels invisible, and when it would be so easy to give up or slack off. That's when true discipline and commitment are tested. The most successful people don't rely on external motivation to fuel their effort. They rely on an inner hunger that drives them to give their best, no matter the circumstances. It's about knowing that what you do when no one is watching is what separates you from the pack. When you work hardest when the lights are off, you develop a habit of consistency that builds long-term success. That's when you start to see the real results, not because of luck or timing, but because of your relentless commitment to putting in the work day after day, regardless of whether you're getting immediate praise. The foundation of greatness is built on these moments when you're alone, when it's easy to slack off, but you choose to push harder. Whether it's working out, honing your craft, or doing the extra research, the effort you put in during these moments will pay off when the time comes for you to step into the spotlight. Your character is shaped not by how you perform when everyone is watching, but by how you perform when you're on your own, doing the work that others won't. So be the hardest worker in the room, always. And even when you're the only one in it, that's how you create lasting success. Never ever give your spirit away, because it's the one thing in this world that remains entirely under your control. Life will throw challenges at you. People will try to bring you down, and there will be moments when everything feels like it's working against you. But the strength of your spirit is yours and yours alone. No one can break it unless you allow them to. It's easy to give away pieces of yourself, whether it's your peace, your happiness, or your confidence, because of other people's negativity, doubts, or demands. But when you do that, you lose your power. Your spirit is your inner fire, your resilience, your ability to rise no matter how many times you fall. It's the source of your motivation, your self-worth, and your reason for fighting. The world will test you. People will criticize, challenge, and even try to manipulate you. But your spirit is the part of you that remains unshakable if you protect it. No one can steal your drive, your purpose, or your belief in yourself unless you let them. So when life feels heavy, when others try to dim your light, or when you feel like the weight of the world is too much to carry, remind yourself your spirit is untouchable unless you hand it over. It's the one thing the world cannot break without your permission. Protect your spirit fiercely. Guard it with every ounce of your energy. Don't let anyone else's opinions, doubts, or criticisms define you. Stand strong in your own truth, and let your spirit be the source of your strength. When you refuse to give it away, you keep your power, and with that power you can face anything that comes your way. Your spirit is yours to keep, and it is the ultimate source of resilience. Never ever give it away. As you walk away from this moment, take a deep breath and remind yourself that everything you need to succeed is already inside of you. The challenges, the setbacks, the tough times, they're not here to defeat you. They're here to shape you. Every struggle is an opportunity to build resilience, to grow stronger, and to prove to yourself just how much you're capable of. Life isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about showing up, even when it's hard, and pushing forward when you feel like you can't. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. What matters is that you keep moving, keep grinding, keep believing in yourself, even when doubt tries to creep in. The path you're on might not always be easy, but it's yours to walk. Every step, every choice, every action is a chance to move closer to the person you are becoming. And that person, they're unstoppable. So don't let fear or failure stop you. Let them fuel you. Don't let others define your worth. Let your own hard work, your unwavering spirit, and your unbreakable determination speak louder than anything anyone else says. You have everything it takes to rise above, to conquer what lies ahead, and to create a future that reflects the greatness within you. Keep showing up, keep pushing, Keep proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you could ever imagine. The world is waiting for you to step into your power. Now go out and make your mark. You're ready. You've always been ready.